What was behind you all maybe not playing Liberty basketball this afternoon and why you couldn't earn this win?
No, we play Liberty basketball. But understanding like this is their Super Bowl game. I mean, we've beaten them 3 times this year already. We knew they were going to come into this game really hungry.
Caitlin Clark has absolutely shocked the WNBA with the new record she just broke, so in other words, water is wet. She literally continues to put herself among the 1% of the elite in the women's basketball world. The Indiana Fever finally snapped out of their 9-game losing streak to the New York Liberty, with a historic win over their Eastern Conference rivals. But the main talking point here really is the jaw-dropping performance from Caitlin Clark to take down the Liberty for the first time in about 10 years. Talk about single-handedly carrying a team. Well, continue watching to find out all about this new record Caitlin Clark just broke and what it means for the rest of the WNBA.
The history for you now. The first rookie triple-double in WNBA history, and then the first for this franchise. What does that mean to you, Caitlin?
On the 6th of July, the 22-year-old Indiana star became only the first rookie in WNBA history to score a triple-double, but it doesn't stop there. Clark goes on to even etch her name in the Indiana Fever history books, becoming the first Fever player to achieve the milestone at all. For those of you who don't understand how big an achievement this is, a player earns a triple-double by reaching double digits in at least 3 of the 5 categories: points, assists, blocks, steals, and rebounds. And not to be any more clearer, this has to be done in a single game. The Indiana rookie came in absolutely blazing against the New York Liberty right from the first second of the game, only to fall behind a bit as the game went on. However, during the first 3 quarters, Clark wowed every single soul in the Gainbridge Fieldhouse Arena, eventually hitting the triple-double with 11 assists, 10 rebounds, and 15 points. And just so you know, the game wasn't even over yet. This record gets even crazier when you realize that she almost broke the record in the Indiana's recent game against the Phoenix Mercury. With that game, fans seemed more than ready for when Clark would eventually break the record, which explains why the rookie was granted a standing ovation when the moment came. By the end of the game, the Fever had defeated the best team in the league by 83-78, with Caitlin earning a total of 13 assists, 19 points, and 12 rebounds.
It was pretty surreal because we were watching TV, I think the game before, and she got really close to it. I think she was like a couple of rebounds away, and I didn't think that I would actually be at the first one, but here we are.
What makes this Clark record even more impressive is the team she did it against. She drops a triple-double to not only defeat the best team in the league, but to also end a 10-year losing streak. For more context, New York had only suffered 3 losses all season entering the game against Clark, but still fell to an Indiana team just trying to stay relevant in the East Conference standings. And it's more than clear that the 22-year-old came into the game with something to prove. In the first quarter alone, she'd already dropped 11 points, as well as 3 three-pointers, with 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals. She was literally going against the best team in the league all on her own. A performance more than worthy to break the record. And here's a little fact for you. Before Clark's miraculous performance, the record was previously held by New York Liberty star Sabrina Ionescu during her time at Oregon. Ionescu's first triple-double came when she was just 23 years old. Well, Clark technically beats her in that regard, with her first triple-double coming at 22 years old. During her time in the NCAA, she also broke a different Ionescu record. Clark set the record back in 2022 for the most games where she's had at least 20 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds since the 1999-00 season. Yep, she's dunked on Ionescu twice now, and doing one of them against her. That's definitely got to hurt, right? And it did. While it wouldn't be much of a stretch to say that Ionescu has a lot of respect for Clark, the New York Liberty star's post-game comments may have been poorly received, resulting in some intense backlash among WNBA fans. Ionescu went out on a limb to suggest that the game meant more to Indiana than it did to them, given the season series. The 26-year-old said this to the reporters after the game. "It's understanding that this is their Super Bowl game. We've beaten them 3 times already, and we knew they'd come really hungry. Everyone has grown, especially this young team." While winning this game obviously meant a whole lot to the Fever team, which explains the increased effort they all put in from the start. Trying to belittle how impressive the victory was a low blow. One that fans did well to recognize on social media.
Understanding like this is their Super Bowl game. I mean, we've beaten them 3 times this year already. We knew they were going to come into this game really hungry, and it's tough to beat a team 4 times. Like it's just tough in our league, especially with how every team has just grown, and especially this young team.
Clark, on the other hand, seemed in high spirits after the game, throwing up a W hand gesture when she was asked how she was feeling. Another one of these, she replied, adding, "Shout out to the fans though. They were unreal. They got us there through the 4th. Happy for our group. That's a big one. Gotta keep stacking them." Her team was also pretty thrilled for her, celebrating the win and her record-breaking performance by pouring water all over her before she retaliated by giving her head coach Christy Sides a big hug while soaking wet. This was also a really good sight because of the recent friction that's been between Clark and Sides. Before even making her debut in the WNBA, Clark has always been a record breaker. That explains why she was the #1 spot in the year's drafter. Hello, NCAA's top scorer in all of college basketball here. However, her transition to the WNBA hasn't been all smiles and rose petals as a lot of people expected. The Indiana rookie began the season with a series of losses, including 3 against Liberty. In fact, this game is only their 8th win of the season so far, out of 22 games. Well, given how monumental this win is, this might just be the catalyst Indiana needs to begin firing on all cylinders in the league. Plus, this win and record is going to do Clark's confidence a world of good. And if they can get their main woman firing, they will be too. Fever's form so far in the league was certainly taken into account, resulting in Clark not making the cut for this year's Olympic roster, a decision that sparked a major debate amongst WNBA viewers. However, this luckily didn't stop the 22-year-old from being named on Team WNBA, a team that will be facing off against Team USA in this year's WNBA All-Star Game. Clark will also not be the only record-breaking rookie on Team WNBA. She will be joined by Chicago Sky's Angel Reese, as well as her own Indiana teammates Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. In case you didn't know, Team WNBA is partly determined by fan votes, even though they aren't the only deciding factor, and Clark actually earned the most out of all other players with over 700,000 votes. Her teammate Boston came in second with over 600,000 votes, while Reese, who is having a tremendous season, leading the league in double-doubles, earned over 300,000 votes. When Reese got the news about being named on the All-Star team, she was quite emotional. The Sky forward, who had just been named as the rookie for the month of June, said, "I'm just so happy. I know the work I put in," Reese said. "Coming into this league, so many people doubted me and didn't think my game would translate, and I wouldn't be the player that I was in college or better or would be worse and wouldn't be where I am right now. But I trusted the process and I believed, and I'm thankful that I dropped to pick number 7 and was able to come to Chicago. And it's just a blessing. I can't thank my teammates and my coaches enough for just believing in me and trusting me. I know all of them are going to come to Phoenix and support me, so I'm really happy right now." It's no secret that Reese hasn't been the biggest Clark supporter around. In fact, if there's anything Clark has as much as her records, it would be actual haters within the league. When asked about her upcoming team-up with Reese, Clark said, "I don't think I've ever been her teammate before, even with USA Basketball or anything like that. I know people are going to be really excited about it, but I hope it doesn't take away from everybody else. This is a huge accomplishment for everybody on Team USA and everybody on Team WNBA. They all deserve the same praise." Well, the All-Star Game will be the first time both fan favorites would be linking up on the same team, having previously faced each other in college with Reese representing LSU and Maryland and Clark playing for Iowa. Good news, you won't have to wait too long to see how both girls fare on the same team. The All-Star Game will be played on the 20th of July in Phoenix, Arizona. Team USA, of course, is absolutely stacked with vets like Aja Wilson, Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi, and NY Liberty players Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. And the game is already sold out. Talk about star power. It's no doubt that Caitlin Clark has all it takes to not only go down as a legend for the WNBA, but for all of basketball as we know. We never know what story she's going to tell next. Is it going to be another triple-double? What next record would she break? That's what makes everything about the 22-year-old simply exciting. We're witnessing the start of a historic career. So, what exactly did you make of Caitlin Clark's record-breaking performance? Tell us what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe as we keep you updated on everything WNBA.